So it's been a few weeks. I've been traveling. So I went to Portland and the Oregon coast and Vancouver, Washington, and it was wonderful. I loved it so much. But it's time to get back to it. Getting ready to paint takes so much effort sometimes. But we're doing gouache painting today. Yes. It's time for my next couple lessons for the class I'm taking for this. I have got the Zenacolor Gouache all stirred up. It was pretty separated. It gets more jelly. I have been opening it and squirting water in there to keep it going, but it's the jelly consistency. You waste so much paint just stirring it. So it probably wouldn't have wasted much if I kept it in the tube, but it's hard to say because so much of the black stuff came out. I don't know. And did I state this? I should state that this happened. Zenacolor did contact me about my review on Amazon, asking me what they could do better and what they could do to, offering me a new set of paint and everything. I was like, no, look, it's honestly, you need to make better paint. Because here, from my last painting session, this is the Royal Langernickel, which again, I just kept on this wet palette just like this, and it's great. It didn't separate out at all. It's the same consistency that I left it in this wet palette, which is great. That says a lot about this wet palette. It's really great. I'm pretty sure I put a video about that. If not, I'll link to it. Which I wasn't that impressed with when doing the swatching, but in comparison to Zenacolor, it's worlds above. So so I, that's kind of what I said, and I wasn't very kind about it because and they just refunded me. No question, that nothing else, they just refunded me. So there's that. Maybe they'll do better in the future. And if they reformulate their gouache, then maybe I'll look at it again. But again, I get a lot of gouache. And I might have bought more. So if they want to reformulate it and make it better, then that would be really cool. And I would look at it again. But I purchased it. So I just wanted to say that they did refund my money. Even I didn't ask for a refund. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't ask for any paint. They contacted me. So, but this is what I got left on it. Almost out of white. Getting really low on the blues. Everything's getting low because I have to go in and stir it, and then you're trying to get that off, and it's that jelly, sticky, that really sticky consistency. That is just not great. But we're on to the next one here, which I just need to get some stones going. I already screwed that up. Let's make them smaller here. But so this one I think is over 3 lessons, so I might break this up a bit. We'll see how long everything takes. I got all my water, my other painting stuff all set up. So again, I'll be using Royal Langernickel on the this side. This side is the right side. And on the left, I'll be using the Zenacolor again, just to use it up. So I'm using a number 5 round brush in order to get the shadows in the back. So I think that's the thing, is that when you watch a lot of gouache videos or read books on painting with gouache, they talk about getting it to a buttery, not really milky, some say milky, but really it's a buttery consistency. And that's one of the things with Zenacolor that's really difficult right away, because there's such a jelly, very sticky jelly consistency. You go from jelly to watery very quickly. And again, the same thing, it clumps up on the brush so much. But hopefully that won't matter too much for this. And their black has a really brownish tone in comparison. I don't know if you can see that on the camera quite yet. So you can see already, like, even just compared to the Royal Langernickel, where I've gotten this nice black going, this is really streaky. So let's just keep going. And I have so much paint on there, it's just not coming off, so I'm going to use it to kind of layer up. Getting the details is difficult. So it's like everything is a little bit more chunky, because like if I try to go finer, everything comes out really light. I'm not getting that nice dark, so there's a lot more paint on the brush. But just having to layer so much, like, it's harder to get details. I kind of want to go over that some more. Yeah, like this took several layers to get something more solid. I can see the paint. come down my bristles, paint. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if I were just painting with this, I would think that maybe there's a brush problem, because the paint just does not go down the bristles. It doesn't flow. No matter, and if I get it too watery, if I keep adding water, then it just becomes like watercolor, and that's not what I want. I mean, you might be able to, I think I've commented on this before, that using these as a watercolor might be more satisfying. I don't know. I looked at the price again, and these were about $15 when I purchased them, so not as cheap as the My Artscapes. So this is where we're reminded that Royal Langernickel is not best paint ever. You know, we're working with a low bar here. It does flow off the brush at least. It does act, but it is really streaky. So this is not exactly, oops. Well, that happened. It'll be okay. I'm trying to get it opaque here anyway, so. But it is really streaky, and you can see that really as I'm trying to get a good layer of this green color in here. Okay. We're gonna call that good for that side for now. And get these brushes clean. All right. This gray color, this gray green color, it's bright. Different paint scents have different paint color choices. So I think I'm gonna be doing a little bit more mixing. I'm actually gonna grab the Viridian Green for the Zenacolor. And we'll get a little bit of the yellow here. There we go. For all the streakiness we saw in the Royal Langernickel. Yeah. So a little paint which went a much longer way with Royal Langernickel. And I have to use a lot more for the Zenacolor. You can really see the brush strokes. move on to the Zenacolor. So one of the things I noticed is that where I'd gotten lighter around the stones, I'd kind of handicapped me, so I had to go back in and put darker. This streaky mess is going to cause a problem. And I'm not exactly sure what to do yet. So I think I'm going to go back with another layer, and I'm going to get some black, actually. So let's see. So I added black, yellow, kind of that gray army green to the Viridian in order to get something a lot thicker and a lot darker. So the amount of paint that I have to use to get the same effects here is a lot. I have to use a lot more paint to do this. To give you an idea, this so far the Royal Langernickel, though it's spread out because of the water, and I put too much light gray down. I mean, these little pools are all that I've been using on this. And I didn't add any black to it. I only added a little bit of white, but to get a lighter green. But just to get this, like, with the green, like, I couldn't get even close. So while now this appears a little bit nicer than this ended up, because Royal Langernickel is streaky, it took a lot more effort, a lot more work, and it's drying really quickly, so I have to work kind of past here. I'm going to leave some of that green around the stones because I think it'll help me. So I took a lot more paint and a lot more mixing to get to that. And it shouldn't have. I mean, that's a lot of paint. So I'm trying to do the same thing here that I did over here, which is use the edge of this little number 4 brush, but it's a lot harder to get just those tiny details. Without it being too gloopy. Damn it. I can't get the grass. I'm trying to do the same thing I did over here, and I just oh, come on, you can do it. So it's not was nice. Keep doing that. I'm trying not to put more paint on my brush, but I'm getting frustrated because I can't get enough down, and then I put too much paint on the brush. I'm just trying to use the corner. Yeah, it's just so difficult. Like, having to go back and like layer details like this is really hard, and it makes the paint all clumpy. Do not like. Especially as it dries, and it just like dries to like this white chalk color. Like that's this green. That is this green right here. You can see that. Let's see. See, that's the green that I'm using right here. And it's drying to this chalky color instead of the green. Gouache normally dries a bit darker, but this isn't drying darker. This is like leaving nothing behind. And I don't like having to go back and clump it up. Okay, I took a break to let things kind of dry a bit. So on this side, you can see it's on the Zenacolor side, it's definitely dry chalky. The nice dark color I finally got is now all really chalky. And that's the color that I had to mix to get it as opaque as possible. On the side, it's still very streaky. But the details are not popping out as much, which is fine because this is supposed to be the back layer. So I'm gonna continue now and start on the next layer. So one of the things I've learned is to use less water with gouache when you start layering, and I really like that about it. That's one of the things I really have been enjoying with gouache painting. But now I need to clean my brush. Alright. I don't have a lot of foliage. Because I'm not mixing on a wet palette, a lot of this is drying out. So I actually do need to use more water, which is going to make it even, I mean, that's part of the problem I'm having. Like, it doesn't flow. It's sticky. So I use more water, and then it doesn't stick. I'm going to give this a squirt, as well as squirt in each of these. But getting a good consistency with this paint is super difficult, right? I keep saying it, right? I keep saying it. So, here we go. The struggle is real. I'm actually going to come back here in some of this Viridian and try to get some darker details. Try being the operative word. Because it dries so lightly that the depth I feel like I'm getting in this one is just flattening out here. All right, this is like an absolute mess. It just does. Where this is, I'm getting the details I want at least. So, and I can do it, same brush. I have to use way more water with the other end just to even get it to flow. have to let this dry a bit more. And I can try another layer, I guess. We're gonna go back in and with a darker green and do some shadows, but like, like, should I scrape it off? I'm not gonna scrape it off. It's gonna just dry. I mean, we know it's gonna dry anyway. Wow, that was disappointing. I'd expected to. Why did I expect it to cover? Why? I don't think I did. I can still see the white boxes below it. Like, if I kind of scrape some off here. Oh, that didn't help. Not even slightly. It just screwed up the other rock. Looks like a muddy mess. But this is looking pretty okay. Like, why is it so clumpy? Why? I mean, I don't know what binder they use. There's no information on these paints, like I said before. The Royal Langernickel really doesn't have that much information. It does have a little bit more as far as... no, I lied. It doesn't have any information. It does say it conforms to ASTM standards, so... But there's no, like, other information on them, so... Yeah. We're gonna go with they're using a darker green now, so I think I'm gonna go with this deep green and come back to the Royal Langernickel side. Gur's settled in behind me now. That's what those big snores are. He seepins back there. Yeah.
Next chapter, we will paint the flowers. See you.
Alright, so I tried my best getting like the purple down. You can already see it's, you know, it's going to gray.
Come on, baby.
All the green is drying to gray. Why is the green drying to gray?
I know it's hot.
And I couldn't get the yellow to stick, so I'm giving up. So let me just do the last part here, and we can be done. And a place to put this. And this. There we go. Alright, so this was really hard. It was not enjoyable. Like I said, it was just hard to get the paint on and everything else. Where at the same time I'm getting this, I'm able to get very clear, you know, the layers take time as well for some of the lighter colors, but they're sticking. You know, like here, I have 2 different colors of purple and they're all drying to gray. The green is all drying to gray. I can't get those same nice dark values, and the green just completely washes out, which is really sad. But the Royal Langernickel is doing pretty good, so I really enjoyed that. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me do this. I know I complained a lot about the Zenacolor, but I am determined to use them all. So we'll see where we go next. Thank you for watching.